Hi everybody, and welcome back to another Technique Tuesday. Today we are going to do paint pouring on wood. You've probably seen this all over Pinterest where they were doing paint pouring on canvas, but today we're going to do it on some of our wood blanks. So what do you need? Let's see. We need a cup for our paint. We need paint. This I picked up at Dollar Tree. Got several colors. I need to go back and look and see if they have any more colors. You need some wood blanks, a place to work. I would suggest a couple popsicle sticks, a couple toothpicks, and if you have any of those little straws, the tiny little ones, this I grabbed off a can of compressed air. These are helpful. These are helpful. Toothpicks, always helpful, and wood blanks. So let's get started. Now these ones that you see on my table were done this morning at 10. They have been under a light all day and they're still not fully dry. Here's how you can tell. Let's see if the camera will show. See this area right in here? That's still wet. See how it's shiny? And the rest has got more of a kind of a matte finish on it. So the rest is dry, just that one spot is still wet. Where this one has got a lot of shiny on it. So it's got a ways to go. You can't use a hairdryer or anything else like that to speed up the drying process because you'll blow your paint everywhere. So again, this one is still wet, kind of right here in the middle and right on the edge where I just stuck my finger. Oh well, that's what wipes are for, huh? Then I had some leftover paint from this morning when I was pouring, and so I poured them over these little small rounds. Many of these are dry. This one's perfectly dry, so let's see if we can zoom in a little bit on it. This one's good and ready to go. And what I would do to finish it up is just sand down the edges where the paint went over, sand on the underneath, then maybe paint it a coordinating color on the underneath, and attach an earring back with glue and then UV resin. So we're not really going to get into resin today. That is for another day. But I did want to point out that this one right here, I did UV resin up to this mark right here. I don't know if you can see that. And then this is liquid glass. It's one layer of liquid glass and it needs a second layer on it. So there is the ability to put something like that over the top or just put some clear spray over it. Alright, let's get started. So let me move these out of the way. Let them keep drying and take a look at my setup here. I have little stacks of cardboard. You can do this any way you like, but I've got stacks of cardboard with the last layer being smaller than my wood blanks. The reason for this is I want any excess to drip over the edge or through the hole. I don't want it to puddle up on the edge. So if I had it on a piece of cardboard like this, it's all going to puddle up on the edge. Don't want that. It'll stick to it. It'll be a big mess. I even on this tried it on some like wax paper and it's still stuck, as you can see. It's stuck pretty good and paint got all over the back. So one thing, keep the protective paper on the back of your wood pieces. That way you're able to peel it off and it'll give you a little bit cleaner surface when you're done. You'll still have to sand it down a little bit, but not so much. Some little, oh gosh, remember the good old days, the Jello shot days? These are just little 2-ounce containers. You can get them in a variety of places. Walmart sells them, things like that. This is how much I put in. So if you say this is 2 ounces, that's 1 ounce. I'd say it's even under ½ an ounce of liquid is all I used this morning, and I got two pairs of earrings and 2 pairs of studs out of just that much. Now, I should have prefaced this with, if you are a perfectionist, if you are OCD about your designs, they have to match perfectly, just go ahead and ignore this video because it will drive you crazy. No 2 earrings will be alike. None. It's not going to happen. Forget about it. So we're just going to embrace the abstract and we're going to go with it. So let's start with our colors. So today I'm just going to go with a coral. I've got a rose gold, got a pink, I've got a gold, metallic gold, and white. White's always a good base to start with. So these have all been opened, and I'm going to use a little bit of everything. I like to start and end with white. I don't know why, I just do. So I'm going to pour a little bit in the bottom there, and then I'm just going to start layering my colors. Do not mix. Do not stir, I guess is what I mean. Don't stir your colors. They're going to mix on their own, but don't stir them. Oops, did I not open this one? So much for that plan. Sure enough. Okay, well, we'll just open it real quick. Do not do what I'm doing. That's why I'm trying not to show you what I'm doing. But if you hear an ouch, then you'll know what I just did. Okay, moving on. You do want to shake these colors up before you use them. So, did a little bit ago, but I'm going to do it again. Okay, so let's go with a little bit of this. Let's go with some pink. And you'll notice it's real liquidy, so it's different than your traditional acrylic paint. It's designed for paint pouring, so it's much more liquidy. I know I said I usually start and end with white, but this may be an exception. Let's put a few more drops. If you notice on some of these, I'm literally just doing drops. Okay, don't stir. Don't do it. I know you're tempted. Don't do it. And we're just going to pour this out right onto our earrings. I am going to start by doing a little bit on each, and then I'm going to come back to the first one, go back to the second one, and you can tell my cardboard's a little uneven because it's really sliding to one side. So I want to fully cover the earrings. And don't worry if it slides off. You don't want it totally sliding off, but you do want it to spread. I also put it on my little stud that I have down here. It's not really stud size. And now I'm going to take my little straw and blow. Well, that didn't work, did it? We'll try again. Okay, you really can't see what's going on, so that's not real helpful. So I'm just going to tilt it a little bit. Now, the painful part. Leave it alone. Don't touch it. Don't do anything with it. Leave it alone. For probably a good 12 to 16 hours. I know, it's hard. You want to touch it. You want to play with it. Don't do it. I am going to bring this up a little closer to the camera so that you can see how it's looking. I'd say pretty good. So we're going to leave it alone. 12 to 16 hours. Probably at about, I'd say the 8 to 10 hour point, I would come back and put a toothpick right through the hole. And if you're working with cardboard or foam or anything like that, just stick it through and attach it to the cardboard. So it does two things. One, it anchors it in case you come blasting through, hit the corner of your desk and knock things flying. Not that I would know what that looks like. And two, it keeps that hole open so that down the road you've got something to attach your earring findings to. Hope that was helpful. I'll post the final product when it gets dry. And yes, I'm fiddling with it because I decided I want to put some drops. I've got this rest of this color left, and I'm just going to drop it in there. I know, I said leave it alone. Now I'm going to leave it alone. Alright, thanks y'all. Bye.